A novel approach to COVID-19 vaccination could be right under our noses. A group of ambitious startups is taking aim at RNA-based diseases with pills, and a new study shows the importance of good security to patient outcomes. These are the stories we'll be covering on This Week in Healthcare Tech. Hello, and welcome to This Week in Healthcare Tech, where every Thursday we'll be bringing you the hardest-hitting news from the intersection of healthcare and technology. Now, let's dive right in. The outbreak of COVID-19 marked the beginning of the worst global pandemic in a century, but millions of lives were saved by the incredibly rapid development of COVID-19 vaccines. Though highly effective, these injection-based vaccines don't always prevent people from getting infected because the virus is airborne and can be absorbed through the nose. But a new class of nasal vaccinations might be the key to shutting down this infection pathway. Like previous vaccines, these alternatives protect against COVID-19. But they also have the added bonus of creating mucosal immunity, which makes the lining of the respiratory tract more responsive to the COVID-19 virus and lowers the probability of infection. There are now 12 different nasal COVID-19 vaccines in various stages of development. Next, there are at least 8 biotech startups trying to develop pill-based treatments for diseases stemming from RNA. RNA is a messenger molecule responsible for creating proteins from the genetic instructions that reside in DNA. Certain diseases result from RNA creating proteins incorrectly and can therefore be treated by interfering with RNA during this process. There are many RNA-based therapies which rely on injections or infusions, and until recently it was thought that pill-based therapies just could not succeed. But with better data and new technologies, it might be possible to create pills which change or disrupt RNA. This would open up a whole new frontier for treating genetic diseases which result from defective RNA. And finally, a new study reveals the high cost of bad security. Because healthcare companies have access to incredibly sensitive data, they are a tempting target for cybercriminals who want to keep patient secrets hostage in exchange for a ransom. But when these companies are successfully attacked, it isn't just their profit margins that are impacted. According to data gathered from the Ponemon Institute, 20% of healthcare companies which have been the victims of cybercrime report higher mortality rates among patients after. The biggest drivers for this increase were delays in testing and procedures, along with patients remaining in the hospital for longer. That's it for this episode. Tune in to This Week in Healthcare Tech next Thursday for the latest news. And don't forget to like the episode, subscribe to the channel, and share with your network. We'll see you next time.